You're live. I was excited about this one. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be 6 people here tonight. It's going to be a very intimate time, or maybe just one, and we can just FaceTime. That'd be really cool. Philly Josh, what's up, man? How's Philly treating you this evening? Pat Prime. Oh, Pat's here. You know what I thought? Whoa, Slender Chunk's here. And Peter's here. Oh, that's great. And Janik. Where do you live, Janik? You're watching me and the Eagles at once. I feel that's high praise. Who's going golfing on Monday? It's going to be 60 degrees in Pennsylvania. Yes! Not Stu is here. That's awesome, Nick. And I will see you on the 25th. What'll you do when you get lonely? Giorgiani! Nobody's waiting by your side. That's my only E move, by the way. You've been running and hiding much too long. You know it's just your foolish pride. Yannick, thank you. I'll never forget that. It took me like 6 months to remember Chris's name, and then he changed his Chris S here. Is Marty streaming right now, Rich? Hello in Spain, Oscar. Let's see. Tried to give you consolation. What's up, Jay? Yeah. I tried to give you consolation. Nice, Chris. But your man let you down. Like a fool, I fell in love with you. Turned my whole world upside down. Philly Josh, if you decide you want to play golf, let me be first. Yes, this is it. We did this. I've decided I'm just gonna open up each one with me talking over like whichever one's stuck in my. Hello, Dun Dragoon. Yeah, he's hiding behind the yellow curtains. Make the best of this situation before I finally go insane. Please don't say we'll never find a way. I do. Tell me all my love's in vain. Got me on my knees. I'm begging, darling, please. He is in hiding. That is still I think that will never not be my favorite Pearl Jam song. And I have to redo that video because I feel like that was back in the dark days before I boom before I sort of had my my method down, and now I very rarely put out a thing where I'm not like, yes, that is it. And I still miss stuff, but the kazoo. Oh, of course, I will not forget the kazoo. Nick and I are starting a band, so if you live in between New York and Philly, please join our band. And one of these days, greetings in Canada, Sean. Yeah, we have to do In Hiding better. There's a bunch we have to do better. I can't wait until Pearl Jam releases their next album, whenever that is, because we're gonna stop everything and we're just gonna do that. That's all we're gonna do. Edgar's in town. Oh man, I'm sure you play guitar. We need a I brought water this time. That was smart. Or is it vodka? Holidays. Whew, who's feeling bloated? Sean, where do you live in Canada? I lived in Toronto when I was 7 and 8. Well, not in Toronto, in Don Mills, Ontario. Yes, that's what I said. Drinking, I do. You know, I use jars as glasses. You end up with jars, and you go buy glasses, and then you buy a set, and then you break one, and then you gotta get another one. And they all don't match anyways, so whatever. Jars. When we moved, we got rid of everything. We have the chair that I'm sitting on is the only chair in the house, but we do have a sofa. We've got a sofa and a chair. I've gotten very used to standing. It took a few months. Near Toronto and Cambridge. Okay, so have you heard of Don Mills, Sean? Greetings in Germany, Don. This is a good turnout. This is more than I expected on this. But I kind of figured maybe because the holidays happen, right? You have. That's awesome. I lived on 39 Beveridge Drive. Here's a story. Has anyone heard of the Tilly Hat Company? Their outdoor adventure hats. Yes, it is moonshine. Tilly hats. They're premium outdoor hats. They float. They've got like pockets, and like if your loved one is a hiker, buy them a Tilly hat. But the funny thing is, we moved into the founder's house, and we received Tilly hat orders in the mail in 1989 because he still mail ordered stuff, and we forwarded them to him, and he sent us our very own Tilly hat from Mr. Tilly. That's my biggest claim to fame. previous dweller of the Tilly hat guy. That's a good. You know what, Pat? I heard that song recently, like in the last 2 days, and did not make the connection. Is that the one that's like? And I get that one mixed up with singing. Well, thank you, Kevin. This guitar is awesome. Can we do In Hiding? You know, we can do In Hiding sort of off the top of my head right now, but I really need to get in there and sort of separate Mike and Stone's part in a way that I can sort of let's give a quick look at Holiday, and then we can sort of do In Hiding. I mean, we can do it. It'll be like quasi campfire-y. Holiday Weezer. That's one of those titles that every oh man, for our jam. Do you think no, I think we need to wait till we at least have one more person in the band. I'm buying you a beer if you're going to I am going to the Cornell tribute show because Stone invited me. It's the weirdest thing ever. I say it and it's true. Oh, you're going, Jason. You're going to be there. Are you in CA right now? Parting ways. Let's do that. Bye, Philly Josh. Nice to see you. Enjoy the Eagles game. Okay, we got a list coming on here, so let me just and if you want to golf, Philly Josh, for Pete's sake. What else is there? Guitar and golf and your family. Or whatever your guitar and your golf thing is. Saw Soundgarden in, oh my goodness gracious. But that was before, because his last show was in Detroit, right, William? Tony. Yes, there will be no cats in this live stream. There's never any good. Oh, you're making the trip. That's nuts, William. That must. I mean, like, yeah. That's just crazy. Stone was very clearly recording on his iPhone 4, which, you know, when we text, it feels a lot like I'm texting with my dad, because you know how like the generations go, and now sort of like not like 10-year-old. Well, I don't know how many 10-year-olds y'all text, but I had a lot of 10-year-old students who had my phone number. So when they texted, it was kind of the exact same as texting with a 55-year-old man. But then you've got the my age people, and I'm like, exclamation point, smiley face, party emoji, blah blah blah. Ryan Paquette, what does that CX in the chat? I'm not sure what that means, but my name is in red, so I like that. Going to a concert next Friday. Soundgarden, I think, sounds better, but yeah, well, I mean, also on that point, it kind of depends which Pearl Jam you're talking about, because they sounded so different in, you know, 96 versus 01. There's chunks where obviously it's a gradual thing, but I think everybody has their favorite live Pearl Jam sound, and mine is like the 01 because that was my first Pearl Jam concert. When I hear those bootlegs, I'm like, yeah, that's the sound. But that's all just personal preference. Crazy sister Claudia, Edgar's sister Claudia. Are you hello Claudia? Are you watching with Edgar? She's like, why the heck would I want to watch this guy? Cousin, sister, sorry. See, Nick, you know what I mean. I do enjoy the 2006 live sound as well. And imagine everything. Well, I agree with you, Don. I clearly agree with you. What amp do I use? Well, this is my toy amp. This is the Line 6 Amplify that you can make sound like anything you want, and it's great for sounding like anything you want. But I've got a Blues Junior that lives in my bedroom because it doesn't like it downstairs. It makes funny noises down here. I don't know why. It's kind of an old house. It might be the electricity. You're welcome, Edgar. Yes, 1995 sound is very, very powerful. Yeah, like I mean, the what's the one in where Eddie wore when he did the epic jump? That's online. That Pink Pop, like that sound is absolutely off the hook. They looked like they were all gonna die of heart attacks from jumping around like rugby players. We can do even flow. What was I writing down? Holiday Weezer. I don't want to miss anybody. Yes, thank you, Peter. Yes. And someone said parting ways. See how much I remember about that, and we'll just see what else comes up. Yes, William said parting ways. I've done a video on it, but that was a long time ago. Oh, and Edgar. Okay, we've got several votes for parting ways. Who wanted Holiday by Weezer, however? William is Edgar. Finkel is Einhorn. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about the live. Now, clearly this is a Blue Album song, so it's detuned, which we are not going to bother to do here at this moment. But it's in E flat. The first chord is a low E flat, so we're going to detune. Everyone who's playing this song with me, now detune yourself. Oh, thanks, Nick. You're very welcome. That'll go towards my toll. Thank you. I'm sure everyone talks about this all the time. Yes, we are doing Holiday here, Pat. So everybody detune. Yannick. I'm going to remember that. Try setting your amp for game. Okay. Oh, yeah, well. Also highly dependent on what amp you're using, but sure, yeah. What amp are you using, Yannick? I had a Vox AC30 that I thought I was in love with, and I was, and then I kind of fell out of love with it. Something about the lack of warmth in the tone. Hey, Zach, how are you? I'm guessing you're a new person. Welcome, sir. Is the MG30, Yannick? Pardon me for not knowing stuff. I'm probably one of the most ignorant guitar players about gear, but is the MG30 a tube situation or a solid state situation or a valve or a tube emulator kind of thing? Oh my good. Yeah, we are gonna do it. We can do that, Tony. Free Fall and John Mayer. I'm assuming you're the one who requested that before, because there is that request, and I believe it happened twice. Here we go. Power Chords, Weezer Blue Album. So we got E, G sharp, A, B. We feel it goes. With a stop in F sharp as well. So we got a song in the key of E. I really enjoyed the Grievance lesson, except I missed that. I thought it was a G and it was really a C add 9. Anyways, you can see that conversation in the comments. One of those G's is a C add 9. Oh my God, we need to do Pretty Noose, William. I actually think about that like every other week because that's one of my favorite Soundgarden songs. Maybe one of my favorite Chris Cornell songs. But yeah, and we're going to. I don't think anyone's requested Pretty Noose. Can you leave that on a comment on any video? Lenny, what is up? I understand. Thanks for saying hey. Yes, go bathe your 3, soon to be 4 children for Mr. Ladie there. Everyone congratulate him. Yes, good luck. We have 1, and it's when he's not a toddler, and it's a lot. So 3.5. See, the thing is, I can't write it down because it gets written down on my computer, which is what I'm talking to you on right now. Yeah, key of E. E, F sharp, G sharp. This should start sounding like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? Yes, yes, indeed. A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. How many guitars do I have? I don't think I'll remember that one, Stefan, but I will remember it for the remainder of this conversation. I have 4 electrics and 1 acoustic, and then I've got, you know, kind of things that are technically guitars, but wouldn't be anything that I would. I mean, there was in the old videos there was that yellow guitar that was sort of a Frankenstein, made up of several pieces of things at my buddy's place because my buddy works on guitars, and several other things that just sort of didn't make it from California too. I gave the purple guitar, which was in several videos, to Zoe. Many of you know Zoe. Teaching people to play makes us say the weirdest. It is absolutely true. like Cenis. Point is, we can narrow down all the chords of possibility to E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp for the Weezer song, and it's E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. Did I get? Everybody agree here? Is anyone playing this with me, or is this me being a dancing monkey? Which is fine. I don't mind being a dancing monkey. Yeah. Can't what? Oh, we understand, James. Yeah. That bounce between the B and the A there. Show us all of your guitars. I literally only have one of the. Oh, no. Okay, well, sure. Okay. I got, well, one's upstairs. I'm not going to go get that one. You guys know that one. That's the black Jimi Hendrix Strat that a very nice man on YouTube, Matt Lewis, sent me as a gift. He told me he was sending me some old gear, like some old pedals, which made me very yes. Second video right behind Stone. Yes, that Zoe. We continue to communicate and write together. If you go on your Spotify or your Apple Music and look up Land by the Dirty Dirty Men, that is me and Zoe, and it's a very beautiful song that I'm very proud of. Here we go. You know this. This is the thing I've been using almost exclusively lately, the Mexican Telly with the upgraded noiseless pickups and bridge. And oh, I got it a new pick guard because I didn't like the black. I thought it was really boring. Or was it white? I don't remember. Anyways, this thing's awesome. I got it for nothing. Very close to nothing. It's like a 92, which is the same. Which is this. I'm going to keep talking while it's right here. Goodbye, Zach. Fruity Pebbles. Oh, the purple one. Yep, Zoe's got the purple one. That one's in California. Zoe also has the banjo. I got a banjo because a girl, Amelia. Thank you, Slender Chunk. Are you Canadian? The STP stuff. That every time I finish one of those. Absolutely, Kevin. You're not the guy who we've talked about this on Facebook. And if anyone messages me on Facebook, I can't with all this YouTube. Did I say thank you, Slender Chuck? Thank you. With all the YouTube social activity, I cannot. Yeah, we're gonna do more Radiohead. I put the whole Paranoid Android on the playlist that makes me hear stuff, so that when we get to it, I won't have not heard it before, because you'd be surprised at the things I haven't heard. Okay, I'm gonna well, I don't have anything to respond to because I can't see what you're saying, but I'm not 2 feet from the camera. You just can't tell. Talk to Kermie there. Then we have 2 guitars that need to go to the guitar hospital. But this one, you recognize this one from older videos. This is the Schecter PT, a la what Eddie, Eddie played, except his was like an 80s one or something. This is probably a 2002. And I took the trouble to put a USA Telly neck on it, so it would be the right color to be sort of like Eddie's. But there's no, when you buy the necks new, they don't have the logo on them. But it is indeed a genuine Telly neck, and it's got pickups I got off eBay that came from a Les Paul of some sort. So they're Gibson issue, anyways. Pickups with a Fender Telly neck and a Schecter PT Telly style body. Schecters are great guitars, but the particular stylings of the other models aren't for me. And then we have this lovely thing. This is the one. This is what my mom bought me when I was 12, and I upgraded the pickups. Same guy who made who did everything in California, and gave me new knobs, and this is like a '92 Mexico Strat that I played nothing but Yellow Ledbetter on for 2 years. Likely drove my family absolutely crazy, but that song is almost solely responsible for me knowing how to play the guitar. And those are my guitars, except for the Taylor that I've been holding. And that's funny. This is Zoe's guitar strap was in the case for that one. I stole it. Do we keep going with Holiday? That was a good start. Oh, of course. Yeah, I've got, definitely. I've just had some things, but not gonna. This is a 410. This was the first real guitar I bought myself. It is, Tony. How did you know? You can tell. I think I can play Fell on Black Days. I think we're moving away from Holiday, but let's we'll come back to that someday. And we do Parting Ways and Fell on Black Days, because it fell on. Now we got to retune. Someone tell a story. Oh, Tony remembers. Oh, here we gotta just do a really quick for Tony here, just because he remembered that. I'd be good at Neil Young songs. I'm really surprised we haven't done a Neil Young song yet. Oh yes, and my other guitar, Kermit the Frog. This is failed head cover Kermit. I tried to make him into a golf club head cover. And let's see. The gist of Free Fallin', John Mayer style. Yes, I'm sure. Kermit, no, I just retuned. Daughter's in open G. You start with the Better Man chord. Hello in South Dakota, Dan Tully. You start with was it you who was asking me if I've been to SD? And I thought you meant San Diego. Well, yeah, so you start with the Better Man chord, the D with an F sharp in the bass, right? E2, G2, B3, and you get this, whatever, the strings that your fingers are on, then a, right? And then I'm glad you're back, Dan. I think we're all glad you're back. To a G, mind you, we haven't really been paying any attention to our baby E string there yet, so. And you go backwards, and then an A, and then kind of the bass note, and then hammer onto that B string 3rd fret on your way back into the better man chord, and that's it. We're playing Happy Birthday to Your Mom, Brian. I know Brian, so I can say these things. Have I covered all or none? Yeah, remember I had, and I did it, and we can't figure out how Stone does it with like capo more something. So that's it. Oh, good. We got a giggle there. I was, you know, where am I located? In the basement. Where are you located? Oh, you're in SD. That's right. We've already talked about it. I'm in Philadelphia, roughly. I'm not a city guy. Yeah. So when I bought this, my friend who was in another band and we played together a lot was the manager of the Guitar Center, like the manager. So he was able to give me this at $1 over cost, and that was only $300 less than the sticker price. So they don't, like, the expensive guitars are just expensive guitars. That's how that works. What's wrong with Nick's guitar? I've never heard Michael Lemo play. I haven't even looked even one time at how many people are here, and I just did, and I was pleasantly surprised. How is everyone doing? Happy New Year's Eve. Eve. Nick has some very nice guitars. Taylor and Martin. No such thing as a bad Taylor or a bad Martin. You cannot go wrong. What were we doing? Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to take a wild guess here. What is that next note? Oh, the open A string, right? Okay, so you got, I can't play and sing this, mind you, at the same time. Plymouth, UK. Couple of months, 6-year-old. Oh, for real? Your 6-year-old's learning guitar? That is fantastic. Oh, that's really nice to hear, Jamie. Thanks for the shout, and thanks for saying hey, and thanks for getting Eddie in on the action. Poured a beer in my pick. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. In New Tripoli. I don't know where that is because I moved here 6 months ago from the CA. But I moved to CA 15 years before that from the Pittsburgh. You got your E power chord. Then you kind of migrate your ring and your pinky fingers up a string and do a bend there. Down to the 7th fret. Open A. And then a C power chord on the 8th fret of the E string. But you always want those. Tony M's in California. Where, Tony? Bye, Yannick. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Nick has a 110. I didn't even know that. He's in my band. Bye, Nick. Happy New Year. Where did you sleep last night? Yeah, I like that song. You know who else asked for that song? Los Angeles, yes. I did see Pearl Jam in Pittsburgh. Was my first Pearl Jam concert, but it wasn't really in Pittsburgh. It was really in West Virginia because that's when they were having their troubles. So the bootleg says Pittsburgh, but it was not in Pittsburgh. It was in West Virginia. In Joined Together by The Who. You know, I have never even heard that song. Maybe I have. Oh, did you request that one, Kevin? That's ringing a bell. Have I ever played in a band? You can hear my band on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you stream your music. Yes, I play in a band, but we don't. Are you guys buying and selling guitars here? Yes, my favorite thing to do is write, and that's the other way I learned to play guitar is writing, and so I have a band. I call it a band. Nick and I are in a band. there you go. But mostly, whenever given the chance, I'm recording the songs that I'm writing with various people that I've met over the time, and you can, you know, wow, you guys are buying and selling. That's awesome. Because now you don't even ever have to be in the same room with someone to record a song if everyone's got decent microphones or, you know, whatever, and then you send off all the stuff to your buddy Rob, who's great at mixing and mastering, or mixing anyways, and then you send it off to the people who are great at the mastering, and then you have a pretty good product. And that's all right. I got my commission, my $1.99. That was enough for that. How did I start a band? Well, the first band was comprised of my right after are you telling me it Blow Up the Outside World's at ENC and nothing seems to kill me. You know who did a great version of this is our friend Sophie Booman. Man, how hard, and then there's crazy changes in complicated patterns that I don't know off the top of my head. Pat's in a band with his 5-year-old. That's fantastic. My first band was formed immediately after the first Pearl Jam concert, and it was comprised of me and the song. I literally came home from that concert that night and wrote. I was so inspired to start doing the thing, right, that I came home and wrote my very first song that very night. And then I enlisted it was in high school. I was a senior, so I enlisted my girlfriend's uncle to be the bassist. His name was Roddy. He was really fun to play with. And then I taught my best friend Bill, who is now a government I think he's an ATF agent. I don't know what that stands for. To play guitar just well enough so he could play guitar in the group. And then we borrowed a drummer from my other buddy's band. And I was amazed. It was my first. I couldn't believe that this guy who'd never heard our songs could just play the drums for our songs. I didn't realize that you can kind of just, as long as you're in the right time signature, you can play. So that was my first band. That's what that was. You learn a lot by starting a band. Just do it. Just go do it. I mean, listen to that hodgepodge. My girlfriend's uncle, my buddy who literally didn't even play guitar, and a drummer who was someone else's drummer. Let's hear my first tune. I can't remember. It's actually on CD somewhere. I think my sister has it. We used a Parting Ways. You got your E. You turn it into an E minor really quick. And then an E suspended 4. That's pinky finger on the G. You know, E minor. Take your pointer finger off. But I will play Hey Aunt Jemima. You can look up my parody on Hey There Delilah. It's probably from about 10 years ago. It's on YouTube. It's on the other Ryan Lendt. He's got 21 subscribers. So E minor, take the pointer finger off, right? This is Eddie making shapes. You gotta love Eddie's songwriting because he's often just kind of like moving notes around. And it's very from the heart. It's very yeah. And then pinky on G2 off. Is it, yeah, Hey Aunt Jemima. This is possibly my crowning achievement. We'll get back to Parting Ways. Hey Aunt Jemima, what you making in the kitchen? It smells so delicious, girl. Your cooking skills are bitchin', yes they are. You got log cabin beat by far. I haven't done this in 10 years, do I remember? Oh, it tastes so buttery. Oh, so rich and buttery. Hey Aunt Jemima. Where were we? E minor, regular, sus4. Now Eddie uses his freaky pinky flexibility to get up here to the G string 4th fret, but that's the same note as the Thanks, Dan. Is thank you, Paul Lee Dean. Is the open B string? Yes, please do. Is the open B string, so you can just go ahead and pluck that also. And then that G string goes 1, 2, 1 to A, and then your plain Jane old sus2, ring finger off, back on, 3, 2, open, 2, regular. And that's the basis of the verse, is the E and the A chords with moving notes. Let's see if I can get my pinky finger. Yeah, I hear that a lot, William. I don't know what to tell you. Keep doing it, I think, because I've been, yeah. I think there's a lot of guys with big fingers, right? I don't have big fingers, but I think there's plenty of guys with big fingers who learn how to get it done. I mean, it's like, guitar is like, you're always like a fifth of a millimeter between it being great and it being completely awful. So it's really tiny movements and positions you have to get down, and everybody's hands are different. So I would say just keep freaking doing it. No, sorry, Pat. One of these times I'm going to do the microphone and hardwire into the internet thing. I said I was going to do that, and I didn't. Yeah, you can do that, you know, but then you can't do your sus2. Maybe you could just switch there. I mean, maybe you could do one finger for those 2 strings to get that sus2. And then the chorus is F sharp, G, power chords. In this way, parting ways. You want a Lego? Wow, Tony. What is the? E and B minor, A with that B string. I think that's it, right? I think that's it for parting ways. What else do we have to do? Should I look up the words or just give up when I? Well, it's not an A. Oh, does that say? It's definitely an A. And a sus2, because otherwise it'd be. Yeah, the 2. Well, that's when it was fresh, right? That's our song, Brian. Brian, it's me and Brian's song, is Porch. I have the video to prove it. Oh. No, it's got to be A because it's with that, right? Okay, I'm going to see how many words I know. I don't have the lyrics. Behind her eyes there's curtains, and they've been closed to hide the flames. She knows that future's burning, but she can't smile just the same. And though her mood is fine today, there's a fear that soon be parting ways. What happens next? Do they just do the next verse? Do you They. Eddie, does he just do the next verse? I'll just do the next verse then. Standing like a statue, a chin of stone, a heart of clay. Thank you, Ryan. And I'm too big a man to say. There's a fear this great party in me. Drifting away, drifting away. Parting ways. Speaking of bands and writing, when I was just doing that, I was reminded that the second song I ever wrote was because I don't know how many of you have tried. We've talked about this, and I'm surprised Killer Bees isn't here because he's got several great questions for the live stream, and I'll save them for when he's here. But one of them, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can. I love Untitled. Talking about writing songs, and generally where it starts is you pick something you like, and you usually don't do it on purpose, but it just sort of happens. And I that line, she knows their future's burning. So I use the word burning from that, and also the notion of moving a note around. And I wrote my second song the day after the Pearl Jam concert we've talked about, and I did this, and it was called Burning, and it went like this. This was before I knew. This was before I knew that C, A minor, F, G was the most popular chord progression. I thought I invented it. Like 15 or so, Don. I'm gonna sing like the first 3 lines of this for you. I haven't thought of this in a long time. Yeah, it is very Man of the Hour, but I think my song was actually. Darling, go to sleep. Think of me, but do not weep. I'm only off around the way. Though our paths may part, still a stone empty heart. It's all made soft eventually. Anyways, yeah, 18-year-old Ryan writing songs. Crazy Mary chords, A minor, treading on a curve in the road, and F. Good ear, Pat. Old tar paper shaft. Because Man of the Hour is yeah, C and G. Thanks, Paul Lee Dean. Where did we? Hello in Brazil, Mario. I watched singles lately, recently, a couple nights ago even, because we're huge. We're huge in Belgium right now. What else we got to get to? What did I miss? Hello. Is it Sime or Sime? Triple exclamation point. Back at your hello. What is G? Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you, Prime. I think you're. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Untitled is all. And every time I always figure out Untitled on accident when trying to play Wake Me Up When September Ends. Well, thank you, Sime. Sometimes I think I'm a little too sympathetic. It wears on me. Oh, I always figure out Green Disease by accident when trying to play. You know, not that I try to play this very often, but I enjoy that. And then that sort of runs into Untitled. Oh, it's literally, wait. Yeah, it's just the first half of. You talking about? Oh, Slender Chunk, was Marty streaming? Was it you who said you dropped him in like 5th grade? Yeah. And not a step and a half like Stone says, Pat. 1 step. I wonder if Green Disease and Untitled were written roughly at the. Open to cake requests. One of the drummers. Here's my other claim to fame. One of the drummers in one iteration of Ryan Lendt and the Levers, which is what you will find if you listen to my music on this stuff, was in Cake, but then he got cancer and he couldn't be in Cake anymore. But he's fine now, so don't worry. I would love to do Cake. Would love to do Cake songs. I was thinking about how much we're gonna get right back to this. I was thinking of how much and long ago somebody left for the cup. How much fun that song would be to do, right? The Distance. Anyways, yes, please, Ryan. Any, yeah. Got a car, got some gas. Oh, let's get out of here. Get out of here fast. Oh, everyone's confused, so we'll stay in my room. If I go, I don't want to go alone. Bye, Chris. Thanks for being here. I hope you get this message when you're not home. I could be there in 10 minutes or so. Oh, I got my things. Make it up as we go along. Oh, never be alone. I don't know how to play that one. We've done a video on it. Well, there you go. I will, Ryan. Yeah, I know. I got to plug it into the thing because that's the bottleneck. And I will when I get around to it. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yes. Oh, what else? What else should we do? I mean, can I change it? Can I just like press a button and change it? Is it really like just me right now? Does anyone know? Where's the button? I don't even think that has to do with that. What is this button? If I hang up by accident, I'm not going to touch any buttons. I'll investigate. Yeah. I will, Ryan. Yes, indeed. And I need a microphone for my computer so it sounds better too. So thanks, y'all. Thanks for putting up with my what is this? The 6th live stream. I think it took me many videos until I figured out. Thanks to some guy, Junior Guitar Ranch, who commented on like every one that my sound was shitty, and he kind of made me mad at first. It's definitely in my plans, Ryan. I just touch all the buttons. I will. And he kind of made me mad, and then I was like, well, maybe he's right. And then I got that little microphone that changed everything for the videos. And I figured out to put lights in the right spot. And just here's my light. Look at this. Look at this contraption. High tech. Just little baby steps. There's no hurry. We're going to be doing this for that's Ruthie, everybody. That is the woman in my house at this moment. More screaming trees. I like the screaming trees. Everybody say hi to Ruthie. She's directly above me right now. Yeah, baby steps. We're going to be doing this for like 30 years. The only thing that stopped me from investing the, 80 necessary dollars in these. David Nutter. David is doing Ruthie's taxes, everyone. So if you need a good tax professional, please hit up David Nutter. Let me give you his email address. Ruthie's getting lots of highs. You better say hi back there, darling. David and Paul Lee Dean. Goodish. If you need a goodish tax professional, you don't have to write it down now. Just ask me later. That should be our secret. He's also going to be the financial guy for the levers. But what was I going to say? That should be our. He was talking to me today. I should. He said I should He said I should have a store, and my response was, well, that was the short of it. But my response was, that sounds like a whole bunch of work. And we settled on like an Amazon, like here's a bunch of stuff that Ryan says doesn't suck, and then you buy it, and I get like 1% of this. Well, whatever, okay, but I didn't have to really do anything other than say it didn't suck, and maybe we can like donate that to cats. There, live stream is full circle. Cats. Kurt, how are you, sir? What's your due date, sir? What is Kurt's wife's due date? Was I looking up David Nutter's email address? Here we go. We got to go golfing recently. D Nutter, just how it sounds, like Nutter Butter. 23@gmail.com for all of your, if you need a good-ish tax professional. June 9th. That's well, certainly that's wow. Is the anticipation killing you? That's like half a year away. Whew. Well, 5 months and change. But what did I sneak another one in there? Another cat reference? Have I ever sung you guys the Dirty Mitzi theme song? I don't think I've ever sung you the dirty. We all have to. You got to keep us posted, Kurt. We know it's a boy, so you got to let us know when it begins to exist as a separate entity, when the young man is a born child. And then we will all wish you hearty congratulations and perhaps draw you pictures and send them to your house. We'll try to, yeah, that'd be funny. Oh, that's huge. You got the paint colors picked out. That's like half of everything, right? One time I woke up, Karma Police is in like, I would rather do fake plastic trees. How's that? Boom, boom, boom. And we got to figure out a way for Karma Police to get that like epic piano solo in there. All right, here's that. I'm gonna get the words for Karma Police for fake plastic trees. I was surprised because I added, like I said, Paranoid Android onto that playlist that makes me hear stuff. And I'm surprised at how many of the songs I recognize and enjoy. I think I like Radiohead a little more than I think I like Radiohead, which isn't to say I didn't like Radiohead, but I mean, they're no Hanson. Yeah. I had a friend whose girlfriend was obsessed with Hanson. I thought it was the most random thing. Like, sort of recently, like, because they still play and stuff. And they're not all bop. They play real music, too. Fake Plastic Trees. That's right. The lyrics. Oh, I haven't said Happy New Year enough. There's a cycle of people. So I got to say it like every 10 minutes. What did Dawn say? What did Dawn say? Why is everyone saying great or everyone? Emmett saying, how will I spend my New Year's Eve? I'm probably just hanging out with Ruthie Newman here. This purple R person. Probably playing some Mario. Got got a Nintendo thing for, well, not us, not me, but I'm not quite sure for whom it was more. We got Mario 1. Wow. Like, who's played Mario 1 recently? It's just as good as you think it is. No, we didn't do the Switch, Paul, because, you know, you're not getting out of the store for less than $600 with a Switch, and then the games are all, you know, all expensive and blah, blah, blah. So we got the Wii U on the premise that we can buy a gazillion used games for the 6-year-old with a, you know, not so long attention span. Yeah, it's a Pat. If we ever get together for any reason, I feel like it might happen. We're playing Mario 1. We're going to play a Mario 1 drinking game. Me and Pat Prime. Let's got all this falsetto. Let's see how we do. I didn't switch instruments at all. Just tuning a little bit tonight. All right, here we go. Green plastic watering can, a fake Chinese rubber plant, fake plastic earth. I'll pick it up for purposes of tonight. Maybe I mean okay computer, Slender Tongue. That you brought from a rubber man in a town full of rubber plants to get rid of itself. It wears around. It wears around. It wears around. Thanks, Gary. It wears around. She lives with a broken man, a cracked polystyrene man who just crumbles and burns. He used to do surgery for girls in the 80s. I will. I love that question, Enza. It wears her out. I do enjoy that song. It's kind of a sleepy song. That, unless you have the whole of Radiohead to back you up, becomes don't want to be a. You know what song is always coming to my mind is freaking. No, that's a bad idea. Is, you know who else we haven't done yet that I can't believe is you know, these guys. Give me a second. First person to name it. Oh, it's Kurt's wife. Hello. Hello, Kurt's wife. I've seen photos of you on Instagram. Congratulations to you and your pre-son. Yes, Slender Chunk. Yes. Slender Chunk gets 10 points. That's it. Yeah. Let's see if we can do the whole. Because then it goes to. It's just kind of funny to do it that way. We just got to find the first chord. D. Should we kazoo it? Should we kazoo it for the slide part? All right, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be bananas. Where's my kazoo? Oh, I put it. It's right here. I organized today. If I seem very peaceful, it's because I organized my desk. And I'm looking at it. You can't see it, but it's right there. Gotta have the ukulele just right ready. This is going to be a disaster. This is going to be a New Year's miracle. Well, yeah, it was, well, you know, probably lots of things. But I wonder what you were noticing it from when I was trying to play. I was playing D and C. So then it's got to be like a... How we've not done Flaming Lips, though, is beyond me. They're one of my, you know, lump of... And they're in the lump of 30 favorites I have. All right, here we go. This is gonna be like the Natalie Imbruglia version of She Don't Use Jelly. That's not even it. I know a girl who thinks it goes. She'll make you breakfast, she'll make you toast, but she don't use butter, and she don't use cheese, she don't use jelly or any of these. She uses Vaseline. Is it the guy next? I know a guy who goes to shows. When he's at home and he blows his nose, but he don't use tissues or his sleeve. He don't use napkins or any of these. He uses magazines. I'm getting it down here in the middle. Magazines. There we go. She don't use jelly. That's enough of that. That was enjoyable. I liked that. We did Hard Sun. I got a funny... Who's... What now? Ruthie's making... Ruthie's not allowed to make friends. Yeah, absolutely, Pat. It's a really good one. That one and... that song always reminds me of... to the country. I don't know B-Girl off the top of my head. I have known it in my life, and I will know it again because we have to make the video. Well, what about Pork and Beans by Weezer? I freaking love playing that song. Speaking of pork, but I don't know that song off the top of my head. Slender Chunk, you asked me about Ween last time, and today one of their songs came on that aforementioned list. I'm just going to play Pork and Beans because I love that song. They say I need some Rogaine to put in my hair. Work it out at the gym to fit my underwear. Oakley makes the shades that transform into. You'd hate for the kids to think that you lost your crew. All or none. the little nuances that. It's so hopeless. Me and my buddy Carson do a really good version of All or None. He lives in California, but he went to college in Ohio, so that's awesome. And we might go to the Matt Nathanson concert in March with Lauren as well. You don't know Lauren, but she's another Carson person. It's important to me. What do I think of Jeff's recent solo album? I've not heard it. Not because I don't like Jeff. It's my secret hope that Jeff texts me next and we have Jeff Week. Right, I really want you to do Jeff Week. I really enjoyed Stone Week. Sincerely, Jeff, amen. Call me a dog, I don't know off the top of my head. It starts in A minor, right? Call me a dog. G. I don't know. Yeah, William. All right. Watch the Life Wasted video. And you'll see the whole thing go down. It was bananas. I'm glad that I'm happy it's still a surprise to some people. Yes? Stone and I are texting pals. We don't text very often, but when we do, it's very meaningful. But I really do hope. And I think if I had to make a prediction, if it were to happen, you know, anything could happen. I'm never going to ever think I know what's going to happen today ever again. If I were to guess. Yeah, that's Stone Gossard, William. You know, my hero. My hero. For real, though. I will. I will. I'm going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to wish you all a Happy New Year. What should we do? I like this do like a third of a thing. So Mike has, yeah, you know, it's whatever you, You mean that awful song? I mean, if I go crazy, then will you still call me Kryptonite? We should do a playlist on like the absolutely most annoying songs ever that you hate. Eddie doesn't get enough guitar credit. You know, they're all different, and it's totally a matter of personal taste. Stone is my favorite in the guitar portion for things. He always has been. I guess I'll just pick then. What should I do? What should I do? There's more people here now. Happy New Year, everybody. I didn't say that. Of all time, I don't know. Jack Irons is my favorite. I do know. I like Jack Irons. I like them all for different reasons. I don't know that Goldfinger song. I do know Goldfinger songs, but not that one. Not off the top of my head. I thought you meant... No. Now I'm playing Californication. Candlebox off the top of my head. I like doing the videos, and then I go, oh, that's kind of a cool song. I like that. I wish I knew Candlebox better. So there's more on the list, and I will get to know Candlebox better. It's Kevin. Oh, I got your emails, Kevin. It's just holiday email, you know, not looking at. I'm excited to do the one note song. They're unread, so I make sure to deal with it because I don't want to ignore my Inspector Gadget buddy. We've got to do a theme song playlist, too. There's nothing more fun to play than the Full House theme song, honest to goodness. Somebody needs to give me a suggestion. I need one more thing to do. Then I'm going to feel complete. And this was the record breaker. Hour 9. It's just so fun. I actually feel like you're all here. I wish I could see you. Down. Sing that one, play that one at the same time. We're gonna plunce around at plunce. That's my new word. You can use that tomorrow. We're gonna plunce around on stuff until something sticks. I don't think I know the. I don't know down. I can't sing "Fell on Black Days" and play it at the same time. I've never heard that one. Slender Chunky have the best things to say. Always. We should play Hummus. I'm just gonna do that in front of 21 people until. What's a cool Nirvana song to play? Do I do any of them well? I always have to bluff to myself that I can do. That's a great strategy. Yes, Chris Cornell could do some crazy stuff and sing at the same time. It's crazy. We did Drain You, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Yeah, I know what you mean, Kev. I know what you mean, Kevin. That's really funny. William was watching it now, going, "What?" Yes, that happened. It was amazing, and it continues to be. I've gotten used to the fact that it happened, but all I have to do is think back to the moment when it happened, and I still get just the shivers. What a band name, Candlebox. Yeah, I wonder what Stone is a legend. Can't do the Fixer. I don't for it. No, it's this one. That's probably my third favorite song off Backspacer, Force of Nature. Oh, wait. Is that these guys? That's those guys, right? Awesome. I like the Toadies. Make up your mind. Nothing's really inspiring me right now. She lived on a curve in the road in an old tar paper shack on the south side of the town, on the wrong side of the tracks. Sometimes on the way into town, we'd say, "Mama, can we stop her and give her a ride?" Sometimes we did, but her hands flew from her side. Wild-eyed, crazy Marie. Down a long dirt road, past the Parsons place, the old blue car we used to race, a little country store, sign tagged to the side, said no L-O-I-T-E-O-I-N-G-A loud. That's a very nice thing to ask, Sound of Sophie. Oh, it's Sophie. I mentioned you at the thing at the beginning of this podcast. In case you didn't notice it, we were talking about nothing to kill, and I told everyone to go check you out. So see if you got 4 or 5 more views on that video based on my thing. Oh, yeah, no worries. But just so I get credit for it, Sophie. Hitchhiker, we got to do that one. All right, just because Sophie said so, we're gonna do one of my songs. We're gonna do the one that we're gonna play Clear. I'm gonna play Clear. I want to play Clear, and then I'm gonna wish you a Happy New Year after we play the Craziest Friends theme song, of course. Because I'm choosing this song because it's a hopeful song. We get to start all over with a new. It's all imaginary, right? We could call. I always thought it'd be funny if we called like the day that began time 1, and then we'd be on like daylight. What difference would it make? But we have to sort of organize it into manageable chunks so we can compare. And so we're entering. I guess we're entering a new year. So here's a hopeful song for a new year. ambulate. These hours are not as upfront as they seem. They dreams, they're torturous. You're a prisoner of the war between your knees. Goodbye to mine. The world at large will soon follow your lead. When my dear started here. Dark clouds, beside sunny skies, a lone tall tree bears witness to this scene. She leans, perfects the light, but this takes time as seasons drop their leaves. Dark go on, shine sun. The world at most can only hope you see. It's again, my dear, stay here. All right, we got to catch up. Let's see. What did we say? Yes, that was your Good Luck. That one's called Clear. I enjoy that song. I don't know that one off the top of my head, Slender Chunk. We'll do Hitchhiker one of these days, Jet. We absolutely will. I like that song, Slender Chunk. We didn't start the fire. I was listening to Billy Joel today going, yeah, you know what? Okay. I was listening to it. We can do Life Wasted. That sounds great. Oh, Ginger Penguin's a man, and that is not clearly his real name. Ginger Penguin is still with us, and every time I say his name, I say, I hope that's your real name. He's a very nice person I like. Oh, thank you, Sophie. You can hear that one on Apple Music and Spotify or anywhere you stream stuff. And you can see a great live version of me in front of actual people on my channel. You do Ryan Lendt and Clear, of course. Stone's guitar tone was insane. I want to know what, well, you know, Stone's using whatever he wants to use. He's Stone. We do know he's a Telly guy. Not Telly, a Les Paul guy, mostly not a Telly guy. It's like a... But Stone gets whatever gear he wants, you know. He used those Trentino amps, you know, for the longest time, which are made by one guy and cost, you know, $15,000 each. What am I tuning back up for? You wanted Life Wasted. That's right. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. We'll try it. Eddie is a Telly guy. Eddie's also been an SG guy. At the first night in London, he was playing his guitar behind his head. Stone was? Pat's a Telly guy. I like Tellys. I think they're very versatile. Can't tune my bloody guitar. I mean, you know, in honor of the Stone, you know, moment, Life Wasted, but should we do the poop song in honor of Matt Farley? I got an email from him. I'm sure you haven't put yourself through that video. It has a surprising amount of views on it. That's good to know, Edgar. Everyone share what you are. Telly guy. Yeah, I do. I think tellies are more malleable. You can sort of make them into whatever you want. A Les Paul is what it is, and there's not much you can do to it to change it. But yeah, so I'm sure if you go back to about the beginning of September, there's a video that's about a half hour long, and it's this guy Matt Farley who writes poop songs mostly, and I got to meet the guy because he just happens to live with in the town I lived in until I was 7, and we had a big conversation. It was really funny, and I got an email from him recently that said his first song to reach 1 million listens on Spotify happened, and it was the poop song. And it goes like this. There's 14 people here. There's about to be nobody. Nobody here. It goes like this. Oh, poop, 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 poop. You get the idea. That's how it goes. His first song to 1 million listens, and in the email it says it took him 5 minutes to write and record that song and publish it. 5 minutes. Unbelievable. Let's see if I remember. What capo was Life Wasted? Somebody help me out. Was it 4? That sounds right. I can't play and sing this one at the same time. I'd have to do like what would I have to do though? So what is it's an F sharp, and it's not really a good capo situation because that was a great idea. There, we played it in honor of Stone. What is everyone saying 4 about? Oh, thank you, about the capo. That was right. Yes, it's true. Yeah, capo 87. Lovely, beautiful, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I can play and sing this one at the same time. I think I made a mental note to think about that. But if I were going to, I'd probably tune it down. Anyways, that's a whole thing. Let's play the Craziest Friends theme song. Edgar's here, so it'll work. I'm sure the 2 people. Oh, we need a Do Breaker Fall. I don't know that one off the top of my head. In Hiding. Here we go. How does it go? Ba, ba. Oh, C and G is this campfire. Here we go. Ready? I shut and locked the front door and I'm waiting around. I turned and walked the hallways and pulled the curtains down. I knelt and emptied the mouth of every plug around. I stayed where my last step left me, ignored all my round. Soon I was seeing visions and cracks along the wall. A big sound. Then he has the D, the ascending. I just had a conversation about this with someone today. I swallow my words to keep from lying. I swallow my face just to keep from hiding. I swallow my breath and went deep. I was diving. I surfaced in all of my being. Well, that's good to know, Edgar. I'm in hiding, yeah. Oh, I'm in I put the kazoo away. I stayed where my last step left me, ignored all my round. Soon I was seeing visions and cracks along the wall. Upside down, to keep from lying. I swallow my face just to keep from hiding. I'd swallow my breath and went deep. I was diving. I was diving. I surfaced and all of my being was enlightened. Now good request. I kind of 2/3 did it, but there we go. Everybody who's still here, you've outlasted me. Slender Chunk, you were here the whole time. I hope you're had a good time. That's the outro, right? I see. This is one of the reasons why we have to redo In Hiding. Sorry. And the single video theory is one of the very best music videos I think in existence. Who agrees with me? Thank you, Edgar. Happy freaking New Year, everybody. Crazy's Friends theme song. Everybody grab your guitars. I know you're doing it. We'll practice once and then we'll do it for real. D, undecidedly. D, most decidedly. What did I say? Undeniably. We'll practice once and then we'll do it. D, undeniably. D, most decidedly. Okay, perfect, Edgar. D, the craziest friends. G, D, D. Here we go, everybody. And then we'll say Happy New Year and thank you so much for being here today, yesterday, week in, week out, or, you know, every once in a while, whatever applies to you. Thank you. Ready, go. Undeniably, most decidedly, the craziest friends. I haven't thrown a pick in a while. Be safe, everyone. I don't want to hear that anyone is no longer with us. Be safe. Happy New Year. And Happy New Year. And thank you. And be safe. And good night. Good job, Edgar. May it be a blurry evening. Not too blurry, because I'm golfing the next morning. Or afternoon, rather. Anyways, good night, everybody. Thanks as always.